What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's a new day in Farlight, and well, some time has now passed since the latest update, and I kind of been holding off on doing this, but now I want to share my thoughts on the state of the game, the good, the bad, the ugly. And you know what, let's just start with the ugly, because I do want to finish this video on a good note. As you guys know, this game has kind of been a revolving door of changes in such a short time, honestly sending the community through a roller coaster of emotions and loop after loop. For the past 3 months, we went from having universal jetpacks to no jetpacks with no movement or cover on the map, to then, adding on jet slide, server issues happen, ping issues happens. Overall feeling of lack of optimization in the game, making the game unplayable for a lot of people. To now having the 1-year anniversary come through and in a sense make a large overhaul of the game and overall mechanics, making this game feel like a completely different experience. I'll be honest with you guys, this game just isn't what it was 3 to 4 months ago. The player response is evident, as you can probably tell by the gameplay. Majority of the player base has left the game. I personally run into bots mainly, and lately it's just like I'm getting pleasantly surprised when I do run into a player, or I'm super shocked when I run into a player, as most of my lobbies are just bot filled. While I do hear that some servers aren't as bad, or maybe at peak times there's definitely more of a player base, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't have to compromise my time or personal experience to play this game and enjoy it. Playing Farlight right now feels like a game with no identity, and I don't even know that the devs know what they want from this game at this point. It's kind of sad because I truly have a lot of love for the game, but all these changes just feel like 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Like they're ignoring the player base, the content creator feedback goes on deaf ears, and there's just this huge disconnect with the community. It's almost like they want this game to be something completely different than what it is, and they're honestly just better off making a completely new separate game. Which kind of leads me, to the bad. I'm here to say that it's just the beginning of the unknown. Not recognizing the game and the game that I'm playing now, it's potentially gonna also be different 3 months from now. And it's something that we'll have to get used to or move on. Simple as that. Like, the hot fixes and updates are few and far between. There doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency to take this game into a final stage where it feels like it's, we're playing a finished product. And then after that, it's just getting new and exciting additional content to keep the game fresh. Instead, we're kind of just dealing with a game that continues to be in beta testing, in the trial period where developers are still trying out things that may or may not work. Jet slide is a prime example of that. Jet slide was only added because when they removed jetpacks, it created such a backlash to the game and the overall experience. A lot of players left the game when that happened. So I don't see this as the last time that they changed mechanics in the game, guys. As you guys know, they're still, not done balancing heroes either. The jet sweep tactical that many characters have is a placeholder. It will eventually be replaced once they rework the other captures that are still out there. We currently have 8 out of the 16 characters in the game that are still holding on to that jet sweep tactical. So there's Captain, Sienna, Ember, Lucinda, I think MKR and Momoy. Sunil, I'm not sure if they'll let him keep it just because he's his kit is based on movement, but Sunil too, and Young. So that's still half of the roster that will receive a rework at some point in time. There is no clear rush at the end either on their end to make these changes, as we just now recently got 2 characters that got changed. So Mayshell and Phantom got updated. They both received their rework, and in my opinion, kind of gave us a vision of things to come. Anything goes when it comes to the future reworks. We currently see classes in the game, but it doesn't mean that they won't receive a skill outside of that class range. Like seeing Mayshell gain a tactical to help spot opponents, in addition to her already devastating kit, in my opinion. Base Blaster is super strong. Her Fortress makes her a very dynamic and versatile player in the game. It just makes for on their end a chance to increase the versatility of all characters. So classes may be a thing of the past. The squads ranked playlist and only having a duos or trios, it just means that we need more characters that can do more on the field and a chance to survive. Classes won't be as important as they used to be, in my opinion. We're starting to see them just increase their overall versatility, with maybe just the dominant skill or all dictate what class they belong in. But these guys will all be able to do more. Same thing with Phantom, gaining a trap that can inflict damage. So it just makes her a more versatile character. So I believe the remaining 8 characters will become more well-rounded, and it'll be interesting to see how the game continues to change in the future. Because it's not done. This is just the beginning of all the changes that are happening in the game. So the good thing is that, you know, we just have to be understanding that everything that I have said to this point just means that the game still has a lot of potential, you know, and everything that I've said, everything that you hear from myself or other CCs just needs to be taken with a grain of salt, since the game is still changing before our eyes and anything can happen. Like a year from now, we could be left with an amazing product for everybody to enjoy. The question is, will you be here for it when it happens, or will the game survive till then? You know, there's a large drop off of players right now leaving the game on a daily basis. Unless you're playing the game, you know, during prime time, you're probably just running into mainly bots too. So like, this is something that's clearly visible at this time, and it's happening to every player out there. They clearly are doing some things right though, right? The visuals of this game are amazing. The character design and additional skins are always beautiful, in addition to, you know, to all the changes that are happening in the maps. I feel like the Sunder Realms is one of the most beautiful maps that they've created up to date. And I think the other two do need a rework at one point or another. But, you know, that was one of the biggest things that attracted me to the game. That and the jetpack movement attracted me to the game initially. And I've stayed here despite them removing it. If they can be more involved with the community and have a stronger sense of partnership with the player base, I feel like anything can happen. I feel that there's a game here and a potential here for something to become great and different than other games that are out there, and offering that, you know, right now they don't understand or maybe see the vision, but with the right partnership, it can happen. So I don't know, like right now I'm kind of like left with the thought of optimism and hoping that one day maybe they'll get this game to the point where it needs to be. That day is not today. My 2 cents for today is just that, you know, we just have to keep our eyes open and realize that this game is just not in its final stages just yet, that things will continue to change in this game, and we just have to hope that it's for the better at some point. My vision, I've been defending the game for so long. I'm at a point where I can't defend it, but I'm still staying hopeful. You know, I can't defend all the changes that have happened because, in my opinion, it's created a lot of frustration for the player base. It's created some frustration for myself, but I'm still staying optimistic that this game could potentially become something great in the future. So, you know, this is kind of unedited. This is all, you know, I just want to get my thoughts out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you guys still loving the game in its current state? Are you guys excited for the future? What do you want to see happen with Farlight in the upcoming months? I'm personally going to be taking a break from streaming it or dropping as much content, and we'll focus more on Bloodstrike and potentially Marvel Rivals when it comes out. However, I don't want to lose touch with the Farlight community, and while I slow down on content, I do plan on seeing how everything unfolds. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting this channel during these times of uncertainty. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help grow this amazing community. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.